flag I didn't notice in my relationship that I hope you notice in yours. If he doesn't react when you cry, if he's raising his voice at you or like doing something that's obviously hurting you and you are just like visibly distraught and hurt by the things he's saying and blah, 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 and he's looking at you like he's bored, like he's just waiting for you to be done, hills, run.
But that's what a lot of narcissists and toxic people will do right there, y'all. Just give you kind of crazy reactions when you're crying in front of them. And of course, if you're new here, I'm actually a diagnosed narcissist. If you are crying in front of a narcissist or toxic person, a lot of times they will just give you the blank stare and just disconnect from you. Some narcissistic people will actually become enraged at you for crying. Oh, here we go again. You're trying to manipulate me with your tears. I'm not going to stand for this. Here we go again. Roar! And they'll lose their damn minds because you're crying or expressing some emotions in front of them. Yes, one of the catalysts behind this is the lack of empathy. Narcissistic people cannot just connect to you while you're crying. And it could be you crying for something that they have done to you. They've made you cry and they get angry at you for crying for something that they have done. Now, narcissistic people can react a few different ways in this situation, y'all. Some of them will like literally go to sleep peacefully. Your tears and your crying and your emotional reaction become like a damn near a white noise machine to them. It's just kind of like, but you're like, you're crying or letting it out and they're just sleeping peacefully. They're in REM sleep, deep sleep, all the other stuff. Narcissistic people just cannot connect to you in that moment. And some of them do think that you're trying to manipulate them because that's what they do with their tears. Narcissistic people, when they cry, some of them, they're trying to manipulate you with their tears, with this big emotional reaction. So they assume that you are doing the same thing to them. They assume it. They're like, oh, you're doing the same thing to me that I would do. So I'm not trusting your tears. You're making yourself cry. You're doing it to yourself. They'll blame you for your own emotional reaction. And last but certainly not least, some of them will see your tears and it's damn near like an aphrodisiac. They will get turned on by your tears. They'll get turned on by your big emotional reaction. It's damn near like they ate a plate full of oysters and just looking at you like you're a piece of meat. Just like, ooh. I don't know what it is, but them tears and that screaming got me. Let's go in the bedroom and talk. Let's go argue in the bedroom with no clothes on. Yes, your vulnerability in that moment will turn some narcissistic people on because vulnerability turns them on. Some of them, not all of them. And truth be told, I used to be one of those people who's when you crying in front of me, I used to be one of those people. Like being realistic, I just like, damn. And I asked my therapist about this. See, that's why I'm in therapy. I asked my therapist about this. Like, look, I feel extremely weird when, a woman is crying in front of me and, my partner, and I'm just like, it turns me on. And she was like, that's the vulnerability. She's like, you struggle with being vulnerable. So when somebody is expressing vulnerability in you, you have that certain type of reaction. Some people get mad. Some people get angry. Some people go to sleep. You might have a combination of all the things. You might have a cycle. You might get angry, get mad, and then try to sleep with them. And that sucks to say that out loud, but that's me being vulnerable. That's me because I don't like it. So I don't hold my vulnerability in anymore. So other people's vulnerability doesn't turn me on. You see what I'm saying? I have to work through that in my own therapy. That's my own little kind of weird toxic cross to bear in therapy and whatnot that I deal with. That's why y'all see me being more vulnerable in real life. But if your partner has no type of reaction to you crying, y'all, that is a lack of empathy. There's one of my mutuals, Eleni, I'll tag her right here. She calls it emotional cruelty. And she has a great video on her page about emotional cruelty and how people don't give you the correct emotional response to your vulnerability and whatnot. They're emotionally cruel. They're disconnected from you. If somebody cannot console you when you're crying, you might have to kind of reconsider this person and don't try to lean on this person anymore when you expect, in times when you feel like you need empathy and compassion, don't try to lean on this person because they're not going to be there for you. And y'all, if y'all made it this far, you might as well hit subscribe to the channel, YouTube, wherever you're watching this. Hit the subscribe button. Appreciate it. I said preach, priest. Thanks though.